Welcome back to Atmos Anarchy. Uh-oh, what's attacking me? What was that? Oh, I got creepered while I was setting up. Alright. We left off with me digging straight up out of the ground, and then my phone gave me a battery warning and it ended the stream. And since then, obviously I'm out of the ground and I'm on the next map. You didn't miss that much. Well, you sort of did. I tried to stream my travel to here, and the stream glitched up and I had to delete it. It did not work at all, and I don't know why it went wrong. But something sort of interesting happened during that failed stream. The owner of the server tracked me down I was in this ocean over here. So he found me in the ocean, but I saw him coming on the map, and I was trying to dig down or something, but he got at me so fast that I didn't have time to fortify or anything. So I was just in the open water, and I panic logged out. So that's wouldn't have made for a good stream anyway. I pretty much would have had to end it there anyway, because I didn't want to log back in while he was there. I don't know what his intentions were. I don't know if he was coming to attack me, but he wasn't saying anything as he was approaching, so that makes me think maybe he was trying to be sneaky and possibly attack me. And I'm not ready to fight yet. And also, I want to check if this stream is working. So I'm gonna open it up on another device real quick, because I'm new to the streaming stuff. I don't quite know. I'm new to the streaming stuff. Okay. I guess it's working. I guess it's working. Now, is it nighttime? Can I skip this? Because I hate rain and night. Although I have Riptide. Maybe should I use this rain to my advantage maybe I should actually. That's not a bad idea. Let's especially because it's over ocean, you know? So I can't, hopefully I won't die from falling damage. All right, I want to go this direction. Wee. Whoa, what? Why is this so hard? Come on, it's so glitchy. Why did it go down? I'm trying to stay in the air here. It doesn't always go off. There we go. Ugh. Is this going faster? Come on, stay in the air. Here we go. I don't want to hit some mini island. That would be devastating. It's like, surprise, you're dead. Yeah, this is going pretty fast, actually. Oh, see, that's what I mean. Is that a mini island there? What is that? I don't want to land on that. Oh, cool. What is that? Why is it lit up here? Are those pickles? Oh, yeah, they're pickles. I think there's an achievement I can get with pickles that I don't have yet. You have to, like, place 4 of them. Let's see if I can do that. Do I have an empty spot? Ooh, I'm totally full. Alright, well, let's dig one up. Wait, it didn't drop any. What happened? What am I doing wrong? Am I about to disconnect? There's one. I think you have to place 4 in one spot to get the achievement. Oh, great, this guy wants some. Ugh. Oh, there they are. They just instantly floated up. My inventory's full, though, so I can't pick them up. I have to drop something, but first I have to deal with this guy. Go away. These things are so annoying. I don't want to do damage to my trident over one of those. Alright. What can I drop? My inventory's full here. I'll drop this axe for now. I'll pick it back up. Let's see if I can get this achievement. Okay. How many do I have? Oh, 12, wow. Alright, let's see how this achievement works. I think you just place them. Or something. So, bloop, 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 bloop. Achievement? Yes? No? Nothing? What am I doing wrong? Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay. I don't know what pickles are for other than that. Are they just for lighting up the ocean floor? It's like the torch. It's like the torch of the sea or something. Is that what they are? Okay, throw those out. I want my axe back. Oh, it's throwing one at a time? Are you kidding me? How do you throw all of them? There, give me my axe. Where's my axe? There it is. Okay. All right, back to traveling. Yeah, I got an achievement. What do you know? I still have a lot of achievements to get. I mean, I don't try to get achievements, but like that one was easy enough. Like the one flying through a 1-block thing with elytra. It's gonna be a long time before I attempt that. Ooh. One time I almost died using Riptide deep in a ravine, and it like glitched me into a wall, and I started suffocating. So you gotta watch out with this. This is a very risky tool. One time it was raining on my realm, and I decided, oh, I'll just go explore a bunch of my map while it's raining. And like I've got my feather falling boots, so like most of the time you land and it doesn't take away all your health. But I don't know what happened, but I must have hit some deep thing, or I went too high, and boom, I died in my own realm. And it took me a while. Whoa, is that a mushroom biome? Ooh. Hey now. I don't think this is useful for me at all, but it's so rare to find one of these. Has anybody else been here? I'm going to set up my nether portal here. Just because, and actually let's turn the rain and night off now. I like to do nether portals at remarkable locations, not because I want to go back to them necessarily, but just somebody else going through the nether might make a portal and end up here. So let's see, let's explore this. Look, is it a tiny one or a big one? How big are these biomes usually? Huh. Well, those are creepy. Look at the black eyes. Creepy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the point of this. Although I guess bad mobs won't spawn in this biome, and the water's a different color. Look at that. It's gray. What does it look like when you're in it? Ooh, iron. I'll take that. I think bad mobs won't spawn on a mushroom biome, so it's nice for that. Other than that, I don't know the point. I remember back in the day, the best food to eat for PvP was oh yeah, this was back when there wasn't a hunger bar, I think, and so food just healed you, and the most healing food was mushroom soup, and so a mushroom biome was the best thing to find on a PvP server because it meant like infinite mushroom soups, you know, without having to build a mushroom farm. I mean, it seems like a kind of weird point to me now because like it's so easy to grow mushrooms. Who cares? But having one of those cows around was great. You know, because when you're PvPing, you chug a soup. I'm not even sure it went through the eating motion. I think you just clicked it and it instantly healed like half your health. So it was like a must-have for PvP back then. Nowadays, like, I would only have a mushroom soup if nothing else was available. Like, if I'm about to starve to death, at least you can grab some mushrooms and not die. So let's set up the nether portal. Because I still need nether wart. I need nether wart. 1, 2, 3. Bloop. Bloop. And doot doot. Okay. I'm gonna send that dirt to the nether. Bye-bye. Eat first. Alright. This is definitely not gonna connect to my portal. It might connect to somebody else's. I don't think that's happened yet. I don't think in these outskirts I've ended up at somebody else's portal. Looks safe so far. Looks good. And it looks like a naturally occurring portal. So not somebody else's, definitely not mine. And I'm on the same spot in the map, so good. That's a legit new portal. And I still don't have my diamond ready yet. Oh man. How low on obsidian am I willing to get? You know what? I don't have efficiency yet. I can quickly get my stack of obsidian back once I have efficiency on a pick. I need a silk touch pick. Oh, whoa. Yes. 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 Kill these things. You know, the wither skeletons used to be the scariest thing in the nether till I found out about the blaze glitch. Blazes are way worse. Ah! Ghasts are pretty bad too, because a ghast will aggravate zombie pigmen. I died that way not too long ago. A ghast shot a fireball at me. It hit a zombie pigman, and there were a lot of them, and all of a sudden they just swarmed me, and I'm like, oh, I'm dead. There's no getting away from this. Die, wither skeleton. I mean, wither skeletons are scary, but I'm fully decked out, so it's not that risky. But those blazes with the glitch, there is no fully decked out against them. Anything they do could be the last thing you see. All right, I have to be very careful around these things. Very nervous. Is my volume all the way up? Yes, it is. Okay, why is that lava pouring? I made it load and now it's pouring. What is that white thing there? Is that a ghast? What is that? Do you see that? What is that right there? What is that? It is a ghast. He's stuck. All right. All right. Yoink. Yoink, 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 yoink. I'm gonna have to make room for wither skulls in case they show up. Those are super rare. Okay. Ooh, scary. This is scary. Oh, I feel like there's another wart nearby. This room makes me think there's another wart real close. Ooh. Oh man, these intersections. Is that another wart? I think I see another wart. Yep. Oh, yep. That's what I need. I'm just going to grab it and get out. There's a wither skeleton right there. I need to make room in my inventory, though. I'm going to dig into the wall. I need to make a little base over here. Okay. We're good. Okay. All right. I need to make a quick little base here so I can make room. I need to make room in my inventory. Oh, let's see. Do I have any? Let's use iron blocks, whatever. Block that. Need to block off over here a little bit. Oh God. That was close. Eeh, stay away from me. Ooh. I mean, that wouldn't kill me, but I still don't want to. I hate it when they wither me, because then I don't know what my health is. You know, that can easily get away from you. All right. Okay. Let's just do that. And that. All right. I think I'm safe. Wait. No, I'm not. Just block that. All right. Now I'm safe, right? I mean, something could come in there, but I hate being in nether fortresses. It's so nerve-wracking. I have a wool block taking up space. Ugh. Let me see here. I need these chests. Because I need to make space. No! Why did it do that? What? I don't want it there. Why did it do that? Did I place it on these entities? Oh, I didn't see that. A little fence there. Okay. Being very cautious. Very cautious. Alright, I need room for a soul sand too. Or did I already... I might have already collected a bunch of soul sand. Let me see. Yeah? It sounds familiar. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I did. I don't see it anywhere. So yeah, I need a soul sand, at least one soul sand. You can't grow netherwort with bone meal, unfortunately. So let's see, what else can I get rid of here? I need, why did I put this down? I don't need that. Let's pick that back up. I need to get rid of something else. What can I get rid of here? I need one more space. Oh, this coal. Goodbye, coal. Let's put it in the chest. Okay. So now I have room for the netherwort and for the soul sand. It sounds like something's over there. Sounds like something's over here. Hear that? I think I hear it. Whatever. Let's go. Let's get it. Get that. Need some of this soul sand. Oh! I knew it. I knew I heard something. Ah! No! Oh, I'm hitting him with a fish. Come on. Whew. Man! So scary. Should I run back to the portal I came through? Or should I make a new one? Oh man, they're spawning like crazy in here. Can you give me some peace? Thank you. What is going on? They're spawning like mad. All right, I'm gonna leave 2 blocks there so I can jump out. What did I get? What did I pick up? Good, okay. Soul sand and wart, yes. That's what I need. Let me get the other side. Am I being too greedy? Oh, is that a chest? I'm gonna grab that chest before I leave. Pigman, can you get out of there? I don't need to accidentally aggravate you. Please. Is that a blaze? I heard a blaze. Oof. Let me just grab some of this real quick. I'll leave one. Am I being greedy, getting this chest? Actually, you know what else is scary in the nether? Not just in the nether, everywhere. Oh, is that obsidian? Is, hey, I'll grab that. Slimes. Slimes are surprisingly dangerous because they don't directly hurt you. It's like they throw fall damage at you or something. It's freaky. Actually, yeah, let's make a new portal. Let's just make a new portal. Oops. What am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I trying to make it neat? Let's just try not to die. Right? I'm thinking about this too long. I'm like trying to make it even. Stupid. Something's gonna sneak up on me. 1, 2. I got what I need. I need to get out. Why won't it place? Why won't that work? There. Okay, we're good. We are good. I can make potions, although I have no room for the potions. It seems like the last thing I need right now. I need to kill an Enderman so I can finally make my Ender chest, then I'll have room. That's mission number 2. Let's find an Enderman. Alright, where am I? Mission accomplished. Skip this night. Sweet. Ooh. Yeah, burn. I need Enderman. Enderman. I need to make a new map. Man, I'm out of space. I need to move down. It looks like I'm in the corner one. I don't need that. So let's maybe swim for a little bit. I want my next map to be adjacent, not in the corner. Okay. Hey, it's a iceberg biome or whatever. With the cute polar bears, and not all of them attack. That's kind of cute. It's like some of them don't care, and then some just randomly attack you. And then I don't like killing them. It's like with horses and bears. I don't want to kill them. And ocelots too, although I so rarely see ocelots. Jungle biomes are so rare. It's like, I don't want to kill those animals. I don't like it. I've killed a few bears because they attacked me, but now I just sprint past them. They can't really catch up with you. Man, how far up did I end up going? Ooh, hungry. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Which way? I want to go down. I want to go south till I see it move. Oh, it's a baby bear. All right, is this a friendly bear? No, he's not. Run! He's a mean bear. Now, is it because there's a baby? Do they attack when there's a baby? Is that what? Or actually, I remember watching a YouTube video explaining that like there's several different bear temperaments, and one of them's like grumpy. Look, there's a friendly one. Looks like, even though I'm holding fish. Oh yeah, he's definitely friendly. He's indifferent. He's like, I'm gonna walk over here. Man, how far? Oh, there it is. It's moving. Okay. I can make a map now. Ooh, look what I found. I don't think I've ever explored one of these, but I want to have a breathing underwater potion before I seriously commit to exploring one, which I could do now, right? Like I can make a potion now, but I don't really have the room for it. So I'd like to have my ender chest first. Oh, look, I can see the guardian right there, right? Can I shoot him with arrows? Can you shoot arrows underwater? I don't remember. Uh-oh. Drowned. Hey, well, that answers that. Let's see if I can pick off the guardian without getting mining fatigue. Because I saw him in the corner of the building here. Now he's gone. Oh, I think I just saw his tail flapping around. These things are scary. One-eyed, and they shoot laser beams at you. Whoa! And then that happens. Scary. This is a bad idea. I should not be doing this. Because I don't even know that I need whatever loot you get from this sort of thing, and I don't have the room to keep it. So, look, you know what? I find these things pretty often. I'll find another. I'm not going in there. Alright, so I'm where I want to be on the map. I need to go this direction now. Whoa, there's his tail. Can I shoot his tail? I guess not. Can I hit him? No? Alright, let's not push our luck. I don't know what that's about. Where's my trident? I want my trident. Whee! That's cool, isn't it? Whee! Oh, did I just kill a dolphin? What did I just hit? I really need to make my next map, I guess. I need to get an ender pearl. Because I don't want to drop anything that's in my inventory. I mean, I could ditch the axe. I guess there's a few things I could drop, but that ender chest really will give me a lot of extra space, which I need for potions. I want to have potions. I want water breathing potions. Oh, I want fire resist potions. I don't have magma cream though, so I guess that's going to involve going back into the nether. Or no, I can make magma cream out of blaze powder, right? I still need to find a slime of some sort though. I don't think I have any slime balls. Alright, I'm not going to risk fall damage. I mean, I'd probably survive a fall, but you never know. Fall damage is weird. Sometimes you think it's not that far and it deals like half your health and damage. I don't know if it's a glitch or what. Fall damage is sketchy. That's why I don't like big slimes. They slam you. Alright, I need Enderman. That's what I need. I need an ender pearl. Oh, you know what else I need? Is wood. My wood stack's low, and it looks like this is a great spot. I mean, it's not a swamp. Swamps are the best places to get wood. I mean, my personal experience confirms that. I know a lot of people say it, and I don't believe that the trees are any different. It's the same tree. Oh, and I'm talking about apple getting, by the way. If you don't PvP a lot, you might not. Oh, I have mining fatigue. Oh, that's so annoying. Also, my face is over where the X is here. That's great. Okay. Yeah, apples you use to make golden apples. They're great for PvPing because they give you absorption and heal hearts. But, so yeah, you always want this kind of tree. And the ones in the swamp, I believe they're the exact same tree. But in a swamp, they're spaced further apart, so the leaves decay faster. Like, they're not as likely to have other trees' wood, keeping them alive. Also, maybe their shapes are different. Like, there's more leaf blocks per tree. But I think it's mostly just the spacing. Like, they're always a nice short variety. Man, I don't want to chop trees with mining fatigue. That's super boring. Hopefully this goes on as long as it takes for it to run out. Plus, this is like half birch. And birch, I'm not going to chop. I like birch trees. They look cool, but they don't drop the apples I want. Not that I need apples, but if I'm going to chop trees, I might as well also get apples. I have plenty of golden apples. I'm thinking that's probably enough. And then I'll start saving gold, and I'll try to make... What are they? They used to be called notch apples, but I think they're called enchanted apples now. I think I even have one. Right? In my, is it in my shoulder box? Or is that on another realm? I got an enchanted apple in some dungeon on some realm. And I guess they make you practically invincible to other players. I don't think I've ever eaten one. Oh, look, that's leading away from the trees I want. Oh, the mining fatigue's gone. All right, here we go. Here we go. Trees. I need wood. Let me put... Actually, I don't need to put the stack. I'll know when I have enough wood when I stop picking up wood blocks. But yeah, the owner of the server bothered to track me down. I don't know if he's been tracking me or if he just happened to be close to me and figured why not. He came up on me fast though. Like he closed the gap between us pretty quick. So I don't know if it was Elytra or maybe it was Riptide because we were in the water. But he closed that gap pretty quick. And then I started digging straight down in the water. But, like, apparently you can't place a torch underwater anymore, so, like, I started tunneling down, and I'm still in water, and I guess, like, water source blocks spread now, too? So, yeah, I had to quickly get out of that hole, and by the time I got out of the hole, he was practically on top of me, and I panic quit. think I'm gonna let nighttime fall, right? The things in the sky won't spawn because I've been in a bed recently. And I want Enderman to spawn. Because I need their sweet, sweet pearls. Oh, there's an apple. I don't think yeah, it's in the shulker box. I'm gonna have to switch. This goes here. Let's put another word there. Okay. Did I get it? I need to double check that I picked up my shulker box. That is, without a doubt, the most valuable item on me. Everything else I can get on my own. The shulker box, not so much. I've never been to the end in survival in Pocket Edition. Like, how do you even, you kill shulkers? But like, is there an infinite, like, do they spawn? Or is there a finite supply of them? Like, I'm worried that all of the end has already been raided by everybody. Like, or does it go on for infinity out there? I don't know. What's the end like? Oh, I'm full of wood. We're done. Now I need Enderman. You son of a... You are so annoying. How do you like that? A bow to your face. I wish bone meal worked on other work. Actually, you know, while I'm waiting for Enderman, let's... Oh, did I thought I saw one. That's lilac. I thought I saw Enderman eyes. Let's grow some netherwort. Am I still going? Am I still alive? I think I'm still alive. I want to get a full stack of wart just because a full stack takes up just as much room as a not full stack. Wart. Wart. 16 wart. I can get more soul sand later. Does this stuff must grow in dark and light, right? I don't think it cares. All right, Enderman, come out to wherever you are. Should I get a high vantage point? There's light over there. I didn't put that. That must be a lava pool, right? Must be. You know what they say, though. When you're looking for an Enderman, you never find one. It's only when you don't want to run into them that you run into them. Does this make for good streaming? Staying around in one spot? It's got to be better than the mining. Mining's probably pretty boring to watch. It's just my talking that hopefully makes it interesting. You know, it's funny, but if I'm not streaming, I don't talk during Minecraft. But when the stream's going, you feel compelled to fill the empty space. You don't want to just game in silence. Oh. How do you make Enderman spawn? What's the way to speed this up? You know, when you're not looking for them, they're always around, right? I feel like they're always around when you're not looking for them. A desert biome's where I need to be, because then you can see them from far away. But I mean, really, you can find them anywhere. I shouldn't have to find a desert biome. What should I do? I don't know. What else can I do while I wait? Oh, I can fish. I can fish while I wait. Or did I put the fishing rod in the shulker box? Seriously? I try to keep things that I know I'm gonna need. You know, I think I did, yeah. yeah. I figured that, you know, you settle down to fish. And so that's true. I usually settle down and set things up. Let's put, I don't know what, the gold, whatever. I have no room for whatever I end up fishing. I'm gonna have to build, you know, that's interesting. Let's build something that's gonna help me fish with no inventory space. Can anybody guess what I'm gonna build? Do you know what it is? What am I going to build? First of all, I need a chest. This is a different. Just to make some room real quick. My precious maps. Just for now, just while I'm crafting. I also need. Where did I put my shulker? I picked it back up. Yeah. I'm curious. Can you craft with? Who's that? It's Kitty. Where's Kitty on my map? Kitty's down there. Okay. We're good. I wonder if you can craft with named items. That's a hint as to what I'm about to craft. I'm gonna need this iron. And I think that answers my question. No, you can't. You can't craft with a named item, it looks like. Right? Yeah, look at this. It says I don't have a chest. Huh, interesting. What if I put this here? Oh no, you can. But it tricks this interface into thinking it can't. That's neat. Look at that. And what is the hopper named? It's just a hopper. Huh. See how that's named? It tricked this interface into thinking I couldn't do it, but I can. And Kitty left. Okay, so now I have what I need for my fishing operation. What you do is you, let's see, this will be where I stand. I'll dig down twice, put a chest, and then you put a hopper. Boop, and you stand on top of the hopper. If I'm not mistaken, what did I just hear? Something attacking me? Oh, okay. I'll put that iron there for now. I want my maps back. I want my shulker box back. All right, so now my inventory's full, so anything I fish, it's gonna immediately drop where I'm standing, and where I'm standing is this hopper, which is gonna feed the items into the chest below. Probably should have made it a double chest. Oh, it's not too late. Also, this will let me see what's in it. Although I'm gonna have to be careful how I place it. Or no, do I when there's, no, because there's nothing else around. I think they'll definitely merge. No, I'm wrong. I'm dumb. Ugh, what a pain. What a pain. That's annoying. Now what? It's my inventory's full. I'm sorry. This is bad streaming. I suck. I suck. Alright, I need to dig here. There, okay. Now we're good. Good to go. Swap that for the dirt. Stand on this. Now I can wait for my netherwort to grow and wait to see Enderman, hopefully. Looks like my contraption worked. Let's see. Ooh, see? Cool. That's not normally how I fish, but I mean, I have to. There's no other way for me to get stuff fishing. It's all going to despawn on the ground otherwise. Yeah, good. Oh no, that one didn't go in. All right, I know how to fix that. I need to spruce up my contraption here. Need that dirt back. Real quick. It's a pretty simple fix. Although it's gonna block my chest. Ugh, whatever. You put this here, this here. Need some more dirt. What are these shells for? Is that used in anything? Like a bunch of... Why am I holding a fish and not dirt? Can we throw that out, please? Like, obviously, the fish you can cook, although some of the fish you can't. Like, what's the clownfish for? Does that do anything? No, I know the pufferfish. That's the most valuable fish. Because that's what gives you the water-breathing potion, I think. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, I've made them. I've made them in my realm. I've definitely made the water-breathing potions with the pufferfish. Very useful potion. And like I've collected stacks of pufferfish in this realm and left them behind because I figure it's one to make 3 potions, and I do a lot of fishing. Like, it comes up all the time. So see right there. There's my 3 potions. Although I'm gonna leave that one behind because I don't have room for the potion right now, unless I can find an Enderman. Although I don't have looting sword. Oh, you know what? I will have a looting sword once I get to level 30, and that'll free up an inventory slot. Because right now I have a diamond sword and a book, and I want to merge them. I don't have mending on it though. Not super worried about that though, because I'm not engaging in a whole lot of combat. Ooh, was that an Enderman? Did you hear that? Did you all hear that? That sounded like an Enderman. Yes? No? Yes, Enderman. I mean, I realize they only spawn at night, but hopefully a bunch spawned around me and then I'll find them. And there's a whole bunch of water around me, so like they have to be... I think that forces them to be nearer to me. Hopefully. I guess I'm just hearing things. So yeah, hopefully I can fish up to level 30 and make that sword by the time I find an Enderman. Although I'll take an Enderman now. Like, oops. The Ender Pearl drop is not super rare. I think the Blaze Rod is more rare. And the Wither Skull's super rare. I've killed so many Wither Skeletons and gotten like 1 or 2 heads. Not in this realm. Although I used to have 3 Wither Skulls in this realm. Back when I had that stupid base that was close to spawn and somebody looted it. Because I didn't have them on me. I kept them in a chest or something. Oops, sometimes I forget to click fish. I'm like, wow, this is taking a while. Now, this is a fully powered fishing rod. They're really easy to get. Like, you just start with a regular fishing rod and work your way up. It happens real quick. Like, you get a lot of bows and fishing rods. I think it's super stupid to ever craft a bow or to ever even enchant a bow. Like, you never need to enchant a bow or even build one, because just through fishing you'll get the best bow. Like, you'll have to anvil them together, obviously. Like, what are the chances you pull out a full, like, a bow with all the stuff on it you want? But like, you can fish a power 4 bow easily, and then all you need is 2 of them. You got a power 5 bow. Then depending on your arrow supply, you're gonna want to go either mending or infinity. I had a mending bow on this realm, and then I ran out of a stack of arrows and realized, like, oh, perhaps in this scenario where I don't have like chests full of arrows, I'm probably gonna want the infinity, and I'll just repair the bow and then when I can't repair it anymore, I'll just fish out another one, whatever. Not that big of a deal. Really, I want, and I've said this before, mending, like the first thing you want, I think, it's probably not the helmet, it's the boots. But like, boots and helmet, those are the 2 you want. Those are the best pieces of armor, believe it or not. and it should be straightforward. You should know why, but I'll tell you why. You get way more enchants on those. Like, the breastplate and the leggings both can have the same enchants, and I believe it's Protection 4 is the max, Unbreaking 3, Thorns 3, I'm pretty sure Thorns goes up to 3, and Mending 1. And that's it. 4 enchantments on the breastplate and the leggings, which is great. I mean, I want those too. But like, the helmet and the boots get all of that, plus the boots can get Frostwalker or Depth Strider and Feather Falling. There might even be one more I'm forgetting about. And then the helmet can get Aqua Affinity and Respiration in addition to the other stuff. So like, you really want your helmet and boots first just to get those things. And then I guess the breastplate's better than the leggings just because it gives you more armor. Which is funny. That means you end up, you want to get to the point where you're just walking around with everything but pants on. It looks funny. And then finally you get your pants. Like right now, look at this. I'm everything's enchanted but the pants. Anyway. I figure Thorns is pretty cool. Like, especially for the server, if you're like, if I was ever in a near spawn surrounded by naked people scenario, I wouldn't have to, it wouldn't matter that I have a hard time hitting them. Like, I don't know, some people are really good at getting punches off. Like, they'll get me and then it knocks you back and you can't hit them back. So like, even though they're naked and I have a sword and armor, they do damage to me and I can't hit them back, and it's like, I can't stop them. The only way to stop them is to run away. But with Thorns, they just grind themselves out on your armor. I haven't tested that yet, but like, I don't know how much Thorns hurts things. But it's pretty cool. Like, you can get Thorns 3 on all 4 pieces. I don't know if that means it stacks or if it must. I don't think it stacks, because like, whenever a mob spawns with enchanted armor and it turns out it must be Thorns because you hit them and it hurts you, not every hit hurts you. So like, is there a 1 in, if you have one thing with Thorns and somebody hits you, do they have a 1 in 4 chance of it triggering on them? Like, it picks one of the armors to be the thing? Does it matter where you hit them? Like, if I'm aiming at your head and your helmet has Thorns, will that always hurt me? I don't know. These are things I haven't tested, and I don't care to look it up. It's not that important. Now, Protection, that's obviously, like, that's the enchant you really want. Like, it's super important to get a bunch of at least iron armor with Protection. But in my experience, it doesn't take that much effort to just go the extra step and do it with diamonds, and then it lasts so much longer. Like, it takes way longer to get the levels for the enchanting than it does the diamonds. So it's like, just get the diamonds. You know, you only need 24. Or you don't even need 24, because like I said, you want to get your boots and helmet first. Like, that's, what is that? That's 9 diamonds you want to start out with enchanting. Diamonds are really easy to get. Like, I know when you really need diamonds, it feels like it takes forever to get them, but it doesn't take that much mining to get diamonds, especially if you have Fortune. Oh my. Like, if you hit a patch of 8, like a full vein of 8 with Fortune, I've seen it yield like 19 diamonds. You know, that's more than 2 times as much. It's crazy. How's this for boring streaming? I'm fishing. Let's at least occasionally look for the Enderman. My nether wart. My nether wart's growing. How'd that stuff get there? What? What? Alright, my wall of dirt isn't big enough, apparently. That's weird. Or, you know what? I think if I just put a roof over my head, that would be enough. Which would be nice to have anyway, in case those stupid flying things spawn. Which they eventually will, because I don't plan on skipping night. I really hate those flying things. They're so... Like, I didn't know about them. Like, I started playing again after a long break, and there had been like 1 or 2 updates since I last played. And that freaked me out. made me jump out of my seat when I got hit by one of those the first time. I was like, what the heck just hit me? Did a creeper just explode? But there's no hole. What just hit me? I'm going to make sure my stream's still going here. Let's restart. Is it still going? Hello? Is it still going? Hello? Yes, it is. And the audio... I'm going to have to do a test here. All right. Fish. All right. Fish. Oh, it is synced. Cool. Yeah, yesterday my audio was way off. Although it eventually, I think it fixed in like the non-live version or something, but like my audio was super delayed. But that was perfect. That was right on. Also, why... I've noticed this in other people's streams, and it always drove me nuts. But, like, it happened to me, too. It doesn't look nearly as dark for me on my screen as it ends up looking in the final video. So, like, maybe you can't even see what I'm going to have to put some torches out. Like, I can see just fine. But in the stream, this is all super dark. So, where did I put my torches? Let's get those out. Did I just hear another drowned? I don't want to light up too much because I want those Endermen to spawn. Okay. So, actually, I can test in my own stream. Let me make sure nobody's... Or no, if I click pause, the stream pauses? Is that how that works? Or no, I think it's still going. Oh. Oh, cool. So anyway, let me see. I'm going to look at my stream to see, does it look better now? I'm going to look at my stream to see, does it look better now? I'm going to look at my stream to see, does it look better now? It's all echoey. It's all echoey. And no, it's still super dark, but whatever, I'm fishing, there's not much to see. You're not missing much. In front of me, there's some mountain ranges and some water. Yep. I learned somewhat recently that in the end, you can get to those other islands without beating the dragon, without the portal. Like, they're in the same thing. They're just really far away. That's kind of cool. That's a sort of interesting dynamic. Although, is it just me or... The end looks hastily slapped together in design. Like... I don't think I like how there's like the one island in the middle and then a giant space and then the other stuff. And then like the goofy looking bedrock fountain there just looks stupid. And the pillars that those the things that heal the dragon, those obsidian pillars, they like go all the way through the island and poke out the bottom. It looks so ugly and hacky. The whole thing just seems slapped together. I think they should put more effort into, I don't know, making the end more like the Nether and the overworld, where like, I don't know, it just feels more natural. Like the overworld's beautiful. The random generation is just like, it looks like natural terrain. And you know, I get it, the end is not supposed to look natural. It's a weird, funky place, but I don't know, it just seems like they slapped it together. And I heard the backstory was that in order for Notch to sell Minecraft / I don't even know, did he sell Mojang or just Mine? I don't know how that works. Like, is Mojang still his company and he just sold Minecraft? Like, as far as I knew, Mojang only ever made Minecraft, or if it made anything else, it never took off. But anyway, I heard in order for Notch to sell this game to Microsoft, it needed to have an end. Like, and I don't, you know, and then that's the joke, which is a really, I don't know, corny joke, is like, but like the game had to have a way of being completed is what I mean. Because before the end, like technically, there's no way to complete the game. And as far as I'm concerned, there's still not. Is that a witch? That's a witch. Get away from me, witch. They're kind of scary with the poison effect. Wow, they're strong. This is a power 5 bow, if I'm not mistaken. Apparently it doesn't have flame on it, though. I thought I put flame. Did it just... Okay, there we go. What is on this bow? Man, I don't know, maybe I forgot to put flame on it, but I could have sworn one of the books I merged together to make this had flame. I definitely had flame books. I just totally spaced on that, apparently. It's not the end of the world. I like flame on it, though, for PvP. In case I get hassled by somebody, it's really nice to be able to set them on fire, because it's hard to concentrate when you're on fire. If my opponent is on fire, that's going to distract him. It's going to make him less likely to hit me. Whenever you hear that I'm taking damage noise, it like, just whatever you're thinking about gets disrupted. Like, you don't want to hear that noise. You want that noise to go away before you return to what you're doing. At least when I'm fishing, I don't have to put my thumb over the camera. You know what I can do is I don't think I need this block here. Ugh. I hate it when I accidentally dig torches. I want to see what's in here. No books. Although, you know, I could see everything I'm fishing. I knew there were no books. What are on these bows, though? I don't care what's on the fishing rod. Infinity and punch. Infinity flip. Power 4. Look at that one. Ooh. I already have punch. So, yeah, flame's the only thing I want to put on my bow. I'm not going to use that one to do it. That just looks expensive. That is just expensive. But I don't even need to look at any fishing rods I pull up, because as you hopefully just saw there, this is the best fishing rod you could possibly make. I usually name them when I get them to this point. I just haven't named this one yet. And I might not name this one because if you don't name it in the final craft you do, then it's like stupidly expensive to name these things. Like, I don't know, sometimes you can name them for like 1 or 2 levels, but I don't know, I saw something that like was going to cost me over 10 just to give it a name. I can't remember if it was this or not, but like I don't feel like paying 10 levels just to give something a name. Yep. I forget, did I already cycle through day? Frostwalker 2. No thanks. I think I already... Actually, no, I think I talked about Frostwalker in one of the failed streams that glitched up. But, yeah, I used to do Frostwalker. And, it's really cool at first, but it's just annoying overall. Like, I don't know, I guess... A lot of the time it's not annoying, but it's annoying enough. The annoyance pops up enough to kind of sour the whole experience. And also, in a PvP context, I don't know, there's pros and cons, obviously. Like, there's definitely pros to it, but there's cons for sure. If you're trying to be sneaky, you don't want to be leaving a trail of ice. Like, I've definitely found other people's trails of ice. Like, you leave behind ice, like, at night it won't melt. And then you leave the chunk, and now it's unaffected by day and night cycle. Like, it only melts if the chunk is loaded, which means the next guy to run through it is going to be the one to possibly cause it to melt, but they're going to see it before it melts. Especially if they're holding a map. It's going to show up on their map as ice. You see it? It's evidence that somebody was nearby. And, you know, I'm not being super careful about covering up my tracks. Like, I leave chests everywhere. But at least the chests don't point what direction I'm traveling in. If somebody finds one of my chests, they don't know what direction I went from that. But if you leave a trail of ice, it's pretty clear what direction you were going. Either this way or that way. He went in this line. I mean, you know, with maps, they could see where I am, but... you know, each thing is a factor that lets them track you. Why are fish building up in my inventory? Oh, because I used to have dirt blocking that spot. What? Why do I suddenly have room in my inventory? What am I not holding? Ah, the axe. The axe. Although, technically, these 4 pieces of iron are better than this axe, right? The axe is worth less than 3 pieces of iron. Let's grab the iron, I guess. put the fish away. Any Enderman. Oh, it's daytime. Is time going by so fast? I'm not even noticing. Come on, where are the Endermen? Where are the mobs? There are like no mobs. What is going on? Well, I've already got my thing set up. I'm gonna fish till I get to level 30, so I can merge that sword and at least free up one inventory slot. I'll probably use these 4 iron to make a compass and then another locator map, because I already have a blank locator map and those stack. So, and if I could find a mending book, that would just be mwah. Like that's what I'm looking for right now. Basically, that's all I want is books with mending. Everything else I could get with an enchant table. Like if you're trying to protection up your gear, it's probably better to just use the enchant table. Although I hate blast protection and fire protection and projectile protection. They dilute your odds of seeing protection pop up when you're enchanting, and like then you got to enchant something else to get it to refresh the list. It's annoying. I mean, sometimes I'll just like indiscriminately click the lowest option with books without even looking. I'll just like make a whole bunch of books just to use up the last of my experience after doing a big one. But that's on my realm. That's if I have a base to keep all the books in. I'm not doing that here. That'd be a huge waste. Like, I do not want a protection 1 book here. But I have no use for. I'm not going to carry that around. It's protection 3 or bust. I'm pretty sure everything I'm wearing is or protection 4 rather. So let's see. That one's protection 3. That one's protection 3. There we go. I think these are perfect boots, and that's why I gave them the name Gospel of Peace. And the reason I named them that is in, is it 1st or 2nd Corinthians? I could just read it. It's Ephesians. Ephesians 6. And it talks about the whole armor of God. It starts at verse 10, but then it really describes the armor. Starting at verse 14. Stand therefore, having girded your waist with truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace, above all taking the shield of faith, with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, being watchful to this end with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. So I named the boots Gospel of Peace because it says shod your feet with the Gospel of Peace. And I named my helmet with the, what is that one called? The helmet of salvation. I call my sword the sword of Spirit. And it's funny, it says, breastplate of righteousness, that's the chest plate. Then there's no mention of legs, but it does say, where is it? Girded your waist with truth. So I just named when I finally, like the pants are the last one I aim for anyway, but, that's a skeleton aiming right at me right there. Do you see that? How creepy is that? And he's not shooting me. What's your deal, guy? Go away. That was freaky. So I named the pants Truth. Like, that's it. It's just truth. There we go. I girded my waist with truth. And there's no shield in this version of the game. Is that because with a touchscreen you can't like properly use it? I mean, even if there was a shield in the game, I probably wouldn't use it because I always want a map in my hand anyway. But, obviously if I could make a shield, I'd be able to name it, where is it? The Shield of Faith. Yeah. So if I could make a shield, and if you could enchant them and name them, or even if I could enchant it, I'd still name it, but I'd call it the Shield of Faith. And I think it's especially funny to name things in a PvP server because if somebody were to get a hold of my items, like, It leaves behind a personal touch, and that's why I name my chests with the URL to the A True Church website, because it's like, hopefully people will go to it. That's my little way of advertising the site. I'm leaving those chests everywhere. And it's great in the stream, it pops up. Like, people might not notice that the chest has a name unless they actually pick it up and notice it won't stack with other chests. But in the stream, I'm constantly opening my own chest, so the URL keeps getting flashed there. By the way, you got to go to well, you don't have to go to atruechurch.info to be saved, but chances are, pretty good chance you're not saved. And if you go to atruechurch.info, you can learn about what the Bible really says and how most churches lead people to hell with destructive heresies. So if you go to church right now, pretty good chance it's a false church, pretty good chance they're teaching lies. Check out atruechurch.info. Learn about what the Bible really teaches, like how the true God of the Bible kills people and hates everybody every day. He also loves everybody. Like most of the false churches, they'll tell you all the nice sounding stuff, like how Jesus loves everyone and he died for our sins. Like, yeah, we agree, he did. The Bible says that. But like, you're leaving out parts, and a lot of churches also outright lie. Like, they'll say things that are definitely not true. Like, I mean, like, we could go the homosexuality route, but that's that's too simple. Like, obviously the Bible says homosexuals don't inherit the kingdom of God. That any church would say otherwise blows my mind. But actually, no, that one I guess is fairly controversial. Like, I don't know, they have some way of snaking their way around it, but I don't know how they could. I mean, yeah, I guess all the issues are the same, really. Although, no, all right, so here we go. The homosexuality one, it's like, here's a verse that says they do not inherit the kingdom of God, period. You know, how do you argue your way around that? But some things aren't so direct, like a man can have multiple wives. The Bible never forbids a man from having multiple wives. But, all right, there's no verse that says, and a man may have multiple, like, it doesn't ever assert the positive. It never asserts the negative, but it never directly asserts the positive. You just, like, well, first of all, if the Bible doesn't forbid something, it's wrong for you to say that the Bible forbids it. And that's just point blank a fact. Like, the Bible does not forbid playing Minecraft. If I were to tell you playing Minecraft is a sin, unless I could back it up with some other reason, but I mean, whatever, it's not wrong to play soccer, it's not wrong to play Minecraft. If Minecraft was like full of, I don't know, like if it was a game like where you the goal is to run around committing adultery or something, I don't know, it would have to be pretty goofy for me to say that a game would be wicked to play. Like, it would be wrong. So if it wasn't the case, it would be wrong for me to say that it's wrong to play the game, because the Bible doesn't say it's wrong. And the Bible never says it's wrong for a man to have multiple wives. In fact, plenty of men in the Bible had multiple wives, and God never calls them out on it. Like David, that's probably the best example, because who hasn't heard of David? King David, we know, was a righteous man. The Bible says, you know, he was righteous in the eyes of God. We know he's now in the kingdom of God. And God even goes as far as to say he was righteous in everything he did except in the case of Uriah the Hittite. God says that's the one thing David did that was not okay, where and it was pretty bad. Like, it's amazing, but, you know, it should give everybody hope that David committed adultery and murder according to God. God accuses David of being an adulterer and a murderer, and he forgives him, and he's now in the kingdom of God. And in case you don't know the story, King David, he's king of Israel, king of the Jews. He's the most powerful man in the, well, maybe not the whole world. There might have been more powerful. No, actually, well, Solomon was the most powerful man in the world when he was alive, or at least he was the most wise and the most rich. And Solomon, I believe, was the son of David, yeah. And I think it was because of Uriah the Hittite that David wasn't the one that was the most rich. That it got, like, God basically waited until his son to do it. But then, ironically, Solomon's in hell. Solomon didn't believe till the end, and now he's in hell. But anyway, so David's the king of the Jews, and, you know, he's already got at least a dozen wives, probably 20 or more. It's not clear on the exact number, but he's got plenty of wives, right? You know, it's not like he needs a wife, like he's so lacking. And one of his soldiers, Uriah, had apparently, it must have been a very beautiful woman. It must have been one of the most beautiful women in the world, because David sees her bathing, like on a rooftop or something. I guess that's what they did. And he's just like, oh, I have to have her. And he calls her over. He has his servants bring her over, and he has sex with her. So that's the adultery, because her husband's still alive. And then David sends Uriah, her husband. I think her name was Bathsheba, and her husband is Uriah. And he sends Uriah out to the front lines of war, and basically he tells the messenger to tell, like, he sends somebody to tell Uriah to go to war, and he tells the messenger, like, make sure he's, like, in the most dangerous spot. Like, guarantee that he dies, please. And God calls him a murderer for that. I mean, it is kind of murder. If you send somebody out knowing that, like, you're sending him to die, that was the purpose. It wasn't like, oh, I'm sending off the war where there's a chance he'll die. It's like, no, make sure he dies. And God said to him through a prophet, I don't remember the name of the prophet, can't remember which prophet it was, but whichever prophet was in the time of David. And God says through the prophet, you could have any woman you want. You had more than enough women, and yet you took from a man who only had one. That's so wicked. But it's great, though, the way God does it. He gets David to condemn himself, and David breaks down. He's like, oh, kill me. Like, I deserve it. I deserve hell. But God, through the prophet, says, he describes to him a situation that David doesn't realize is describing himself. The prophet says, hey, I heard about this guy. He's got hundreds of cattle. He's got this ranch full of cattle, and he's entertaining guests. And instead of taking one of his own cattle, he says, go to my neighbor. And I can't remember exactly how it's worded, but we know the neighbor has like one cow, and it's a beloved cow. It's his one cow. It's like a member of his family, It's very important to him. It's his one cow. And the guy says, go to him, take his cow, slaughter it, dress it, and feed my guests with it. And they do. And they take that cow and blah, blah, blah. And the prophet says this to David, and David says, oh, bring this man to me right now. I'll have him killed. And the prophet goes, but David, this man is you. And then he goes on to explain how the cow is Bathsheba and the neighbor is Uriah. And David just falls to the ground like, kill me. I deserve it. Anyway, I got way off topic there. That was what David did wrong. He's now in the kingdom of God. And he wasn't, notice, God didn't say, because you have taken multiple wives, you have done something wrong. No, he says, because specifically of Uriah the Hittite, because you have committed adultery and murder in this case. So, and to bring this all back to where I started, I think most churches today, in the U.S. at least, most throughout the world, like I think it's only in Muslim countries where you'll see like an acceptance of what's called polygyny. Polygyny is having multiple wives, as opposed to polygamy, which is the having multiple spouses. It's not gender specific. And I will say the Bible definitely does forbid women from having multiple husbands. That's disgusting. In fact, it goes as far as to say, if a man divorces his wife, she is not to remarry. In fact, it says if a man divorces his wife and she does remarry, he has caused her to commit adultery by divorcing her. And it's on him, basically, for doing that. So yeah, it's wicked and disgusting to divorce. It's wicked and disgusting for a man to have multiple, or for a woman to have multiple husbands. Like, that's what adultery is. It's when a woman ends up being with multiple men. Basically, to commit adultery is to take another man's wife, or if you are a man's wife, to lay with another man. You're also committing adultery. Like, they're both in on it. Although in Deuteronomy it explains if she cries out for help like it's a rape, then the adultery is not on her. She's an innocent there because she cried out about it. and nobody could hear her to save her, and it's like, all right, well, the guy's stronger than her. It's not her fault. That's not the only case of the Bible being more lax on women in marital and sexual situations. Like, apparently, if, let's say there's a man and a woman that are married who believe, which is the way it should be, like, you're not supposed to be unequally yoked. You shouldn't knowingly marry somebody who doesn't believe if you believe. But let's say you and your wife believe now, and let's say you are the guy, like I'm the guy, I'm speaking it from the guy's perspective. If you fall out of the faith and leave, she's free to remarry, apparently. Like, that kind of frees her up. So. And I guess if the guy's divorcing, this might have to be something I bring up with the fellow, but if, obviously, like, the guy's only going to divorce his wife if he doesn't believe. Like, there is no case of a guy with faith divorcing, because the Bible forbids it. So it's like, it's always the case. So that kind of nullifies the other point where if you divorce your wife, you're causing her to commit adultery when she marries another. I'm not sure how that works. But yeah, the women have more leeway and it's pretty obvious, like, or maybe this is speculation, I shouldn't add to the Bible, but this isn't untrue. A guy can have multiple wives, so it's like, all right, so what if I marry you? It's not like I can never marry another. I'll just have that one too. So there's less, it's less of a risk for a guy to marry, setting aside the legal risks of marrying in the United States and other Western countries where, like, they get half your stuff if it doesn't go well. But in the eyes of the Lord, you don't need to legally marry. I could, like, the Bible just says, like, I don't know, it doesn't say exactly how you marry. It's just like the two become one flesh, basically, as far as I'm concerned. That's sex. You're married if you have sex. So you don't need to, fire aspect. What is that, for a sword or a bow? Fire aspect. I think that's for a sword, right? Flame is for the bow, fire aspect is for the sword. Let's set that aside. I might need that. What was I talking about? I just lost my train of thought. Oops, I missed the fish. But yeah, when I name my fishing rods, I like to... Lately, I've been calling them Daniel's Divining Stick, which I hope is not a wicked name, because it's probably... divination's not a good thing. Maybe I'll stop calling it that. But it was a reference to Eulora, because in Eulora there's an item called Chetty's Divining Stick, which is like the best gathering tool that we know about. And that's sort of what the fishing rod is. It's like it's kind of like a divining stick. You just, like, you keep throwing it out, and you eventually pull in some pretty... Well, it's random. Is kind of what divination is kind of like probing the randomness, and like you have a chance of getting really good stuff. So, but I think I'll probably stop naming them that. That might be a wicked name. I could call it the Fisher of Men, but that's not totally true. I'm not fishing men with it. I'll probably just name it the same as the chests, with the URL and Jesus Kills. Man, this takes forever. This feels like it takes so much longer when I'm streaming. If I wasn't streaming, it would have felt like I'm going twice as fast. Is that spider coming at me? It's coming right for us, Jim! Shoot it! It's coming right for us! Ooh, I love that punch. It sends him flying. Still not seeing any Endermen. But you know what? That's okay. Hopefully, by not skipping night all this time, there's all sorts of mobs generating around me, and when I'm finally done here and I go to run a book. When I finally run somewhere else... Wait a minute. Where'd the book go? Did you not just see a book? Where did it go? Did it fly over my thing? You saw that, right? That was definitely a book. What? Where's the book? Oh! Weird. Okay, Well, this is no good. Let's see here. Throw that out. I need to put a block of dirt here or something. Oh. Actually, yeah, we can put it in there. It's this effectively the same as putting it in the chest. I'll just put that there for now. Right there. There's the book. Okay. And it's garbage. All right, the dirt, that's what I want. I want to block this spot here. Where else? I guess it could leak out of there as well. Oh, so complicated. So complicated there. Man. Hopefully that will stop it. And let me get that iron bank. Fill this spot. Okay, that was a garbage book. Channeling. Oh, channeling. I haven't used it yet. It doesn't mix with Riptide, which is what Riptide's great. I mean, like, channeling is great. Obviously, if you want to get mob heads, because right, channeling lets you summon lightning. So like that's certainly useful for collecting mob heads. But I think the only reason you want a mob head is one, the achievement, which I don't think I have yet, and two, banners. Like you use mob heads to make cool banners. And that's about all I can think of for that, whereas Riptide is like super useful. Like it's up there with Elytra. It might be better than Elytra, although I've never tried this Elytra with fireworks thing. I've seen it in video and it is pretty awesome. I guess it's better than Riptide. Riptide is glitchy. I don't know if it's just my phone, but it doesn't always fire off. And it's like, if it would be less glitchy, I feel like I could safely fly around in the rain. But like, it doesn't always trigger when I press it, and then I plummet to the ground. But that aside, it's still super useful. It's great. It's like just for getting around the ocean, or like. On my realm, I want to eventually I'm building a spawn city. I'm gonna make a series for my realm that's separate from this one. I think like I'll have Atmos Anarchy, number whatever, and I'm also gonna have what's the name of the other one's gonna be Timosera because that's the name of my realm. I'll explain why it's named that when I get to that. But anyway, in that spawn city, I guess I should talk about this and that, but whatever. I think it would be cool if you were to build a city like in a realm that's not like this one where it would just get destroyed. Is you put little fountains or like at the very least put single water source blocks every once in a while, but dress them up nice. Like you could make fountains and stuff, so it doesn't look like they're for something. They're just decorative, but secretly they're for something. You've got your Riptide, and then if you want to go quickly to some other part of your city, you just hop into the fountain and away you go. And with feather falling, it's like you're almost always safe. I think in order to die from Riptide, you have to go more than one shot of it up, or you have to go all the way up and then fall down further than you went up. Like if you went up and fell into a ravine, that might kill you. But otherwise, in my testing, if you have feather falling and you go straight up with Riptide, if you fall down the same distance you went up, it's not enough to kill you. It will take you past halfway health, though. So it is kind of scary. Also, I guess it depends on what block you fall on. Like, if you fall on stone, it really hurts, and if you fall on grass, it kind of cushions it. Maybe. I don't know if that's true, but it's sort of the impression I got. Like, obviously, if you fall in water, it doesn't hurt at all. And lava won't hurt at all, either. That's kind of cool. Like, in the Nether, you could deliberately fall into lava if it was a really big drop. Just hit the lava. And so what if you catch on fire? At least you don't die from the fall damage. Just put yourself out. Oh, it's going to be so nice to have fire resist potions. I'll feel so much more comfortable in the Nether. Because then oh, look there's a big ocean of lava I need to get across. Chug this potion and swim. Or I guess it would probably be faster to just block across, but I would still drink the potion because it is nerve-wracking building a little one-wide bridge over lava. Ooh, a book. That's what we're looking for. Yes! Silk Touch, finally! Finally, that's what I wanted. Silk Touch. Boom. All right. We'll leave it there for now. Yeah, it's been tricky getting Silk Touch. Like I haven't seen it pop up in my enchant table. Have not found a book of it yet. So finally I get that. That's an important thing to have to go along with my ender chest. Because obviously I don't want to make a new Eye of Ender every single time I pick up or put down my ender chest. And I don't even really need Fortune. Like, I'm so limited on space, I don't think I'm going to go for having a Fortune and a Silk Touch. I'll just have only the Silk Touch. And then I'll probably just make iron pickaxes for when I actually mine. Because, as I've talked about in the past, mending on a pickaxe is not the best idea when you're playing Nomad style like I am. Or when you're like, you're in a I don't have a base sort of situation that I'm doing. It's not easy to repair pickaxes, even when they have mending. This is taking forever. I'm sorry. I feel like this would have been done by now. Ooh, a thunderstorm. Does that mean? Wait, no. This is gonna scare away all my Endermen. No. Or it's gonna chase them under these trees. It's either really good or really bad, right? Man. Oh, I should check on my nether wart. That's another thing we're doing right now. Let's go check on that nether wart. It's one of them's fully grown. Let's grab that one. This one right here. You know it's fully grown when it gets these shiny spots on top. Boop. These rest can still have some time. Yeah. Nether wart. It's so funny. I'm so resistant to change. When brewing came out, I just refused to get into it. I'm like, oh, this game's complicated enough. I can't keep track of all these recipes. And of course now it seems silly in retrospect. It's like, what's the big deal? Every potion starts with a nether wart, then something, that sort of defines what it is, then optionally fermented spider eye to flip the effect, and then either redstone or glowstone, depending on whether you want to make it last longer or be stronger. It's super simple, right? It's not hard at all. But when it first came out, I'm like, ugh, what is all this? A blaze rod, what's that? Oh man, I don't know what, blah, blah, blah. So I put off learning that for the longest time. Same thing with redstone. Actually, redstone I refused to do for even longer, and that existed before brewing. I only recently started dabbling with redstone stuff. When I found out, I think my favorite thing has got to be the item sorter. Because I like to mine a lot, and it gets annoying, having to keep sorting all the blocks you've mined up. So it's pretty easy to build an item sorter, and then you come out of the mines and you just throw everything into a chest, and they all sort out into their respective chests, and you're good to go. Great. And if economies were possible, I like the idea of, and it's like an item sorter. It's a very similar mechanic, but a shop where you place the patron places items in a chest, and they get sucked in, and then it counts up if you put the right amount in, and then it triggers whatever they bought to be placed into the chest. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, but there's no economy in Minecraft, as I've explained in the last stream. So, kind of a moot point. I mean, you could sort of have an economy amongst friends. So, on my realm, maybe. Well, it's funny. On my realm, I share it with one other person, which is the son of a friend of mine who's 10 or something. Maybe less. I don't know exactly. I can't remember how old he is. He's around the age of 10. And although when he first started playing my realm, I think he was around 7 or 8. Have I had the realm that long? I don't know. I might totally have these numbers wrong. He's a young kid, is my point, and he just found out how to dupe without even trying. in my realm. Like, it's not single player, but all of a sudden he's walking around with all these diamonds all the time. I'm like, dude, where did you get all these diamonds? He's like, I stole them from the craft table. And I'm like, what do you mean you stole them from the craft table? Like, that's how he worded it. I'm like, show this to me. Like, what do you mean you stole them from the craft table? That doesn't make sense. And it turned out there was some glitch. Like, he's playing on an Android tablet, and some, like, because I couldn't do it on mine. I'm on my iPhone. It wouldn't work for me. I'm like, what do you mean you stole? Show me what you did. And it wouldn't work on mine. But somehow, because of the interface where it shows you all the things you can't craft because you don't have all the ingredients, but like it'll put dummy. Am I still going? I just got the low battery warning. I think I'm still going. So he would, because it puts those dummy things in the craft table to show you what it would be if you had it, somehow he was able to take the dummy ones out. So he was literally stealing them from the craft table, like, you know, out of the mouths of babes, right? He's just being honest, and that was what was happening. And I'm like, all right, stop doing that on my realm, please. Like I don't need a whole bunch of, like, I'm not trying to play creative mode here. So don't be doing that. So, but that's who I share the realm with. And then he built some atrocious structures, most of which I think I've torn down. I should talk about this on my other series that I haven't created yet. He was logged in earlier today, but he was just mining stuff. Yep. I forget why I brought that anecdote up. Maybe just to talk about how he just accidentally figured out how to dupe. Now, I don't know if that method of duping is still around today, because when I looked up how to dupe it, I didn't see that at all. That's not what it described when I looked it up. I mean, what he was doing wasn't even duping, right? Like, what he was doing was better than duping. He could have grabbed any item he wanted. Like, with traditional duping, you at least need one of the item first. With his method, you could just pull it straight out of thin air. Like, he could have pulled a shulker box out of nowhere, a beacon. He could have, let's face it, he could have pulled bedrock out. And that, game over, right? If somebody has placeable bedrock, that's it. You're done. That's the most dangerous block to be in somebody's hands. For sure. Right? Because, like, let's say, like, actually, all you need is one to be deadly. Because, and I've seen this happen, and somebody put up a sign explaining what was there and to pay your respects. But basically, if you've ever been to Bedrock Lair, it's in the overworld, it's extremely jagged. And every once in a while, there's a little pit that's too deep, and you can't get out of the pit unless you have a block. Which is, well, whatever, no big deal. There's nothing over you, so, like, you're not totally stuck there. Somebody could come to your rescue. But imagine if somebody has bedrock, and you go into that pit, and they place it over your head. That's it. How do you ever get out of there? Well, I guess you could eventually get out. You'd have to keep jumping and hope that your hunger goes away and that you starve to death. Right? But, like, ooh, that's rough. Or if you had a few more pieces of bedrock, enough to encase spawn, like, now what? That'd be an interesting way to play. Create a world where spawn is locked off. And then, although I guess that's the same as hardcore mode, pretty much. If you die, well, no, it's not the same, because then basically always make sure you have a bed to respawn in. Because if you don't, you're going to be respawned in a spot you can never get out of. I miss hardcore mode. Is that what it was called? Hardcore? Like, that was on PC, or they call it Java now. But it's not in this version, as far as I can tell. Like, I don't think it's an option in Pocket Edition. I mean, I wouldn't want that in Realms, but, like, I used to do that in single player in the PC version. I would create hardcore games and do Nomad style. I mean, I guess you don't need a hardcore mode, because it's like, you could just do the honor system. And when you're playing Nomad mode, you pretty much are playing hardcore. Like, there's no reason to stay in that world if you die. Because, like, basically you have no idea how to get back to where you died, and you have no base anywhere anyway, so you might as well start over. But there's something to it being legit, like, if you die, this world just deletes sort of thing. Funny though, there was hardcore mode in Diablo 2, which, oh man, back when Diablo 2 came out, I was all about that game. And I was never really into hardcore mode in that game. That was too much for me. Man, that game was very similar to Minecraft in that there's potential for economy, but for the same reasons in Minecraft there never could be. Just the duping and, everything's infinite, pretty much. But it was funny. To all you who played Diablo 2 out there, do you know what the currency was? Like, who else remembers? It wasn't gold, right? Like, gold wasn't what you traded for. Anybody remember? Yes, you. Oh, that's right. SOJs. The Stone Ring of Jordan. That was the currency. So if you wanted really good, and I shared a character with a friend of mine because I made it. I made a Magic Find Barbarian, and a friend of mine shared it, and he lost all of my items to a trade hack. But anyway, the items on that Magic Find Barbarian were so good. And basically, to get those kind of items, you had to collect a lot of Stone Ring of Jordans. Like, you'd have to trade 10 to 20 Stone Ring of Jordans to get some of these pieces of armor. Like, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like the cuirass or whatever, the like vest-looking breastplate or whatever that had all the Magic Find on it. And not only that, I found the ethereal version of it, which this particular piece had built-in, I can't remember what the term was, but it's basically like the Diablo 2 version of mending. It would just naturally repair itself over time. And being ethereal, all of its stats were boosted. And I don't know if you remember, but ethereal meant that you could not repair it. But it already repaired itself. So here you have the best Magic Find thing you can wear on your chest, ethereal with self-repairing, and then I also socketed it with Perfect Topaz or something, which gives you more Magic Find. So anyway, it's probably not worth anything today. And with duping, maybe it was never worth something, I don't know. But that item was probably worth, I don't know, is it wrong to say maybe $100 or something? That's not crazy, right? Lost it in a trade hack. But you know what? I deserved it, because one time I helped, he wasn't even a friend of mine, really. He was a friend of a friend that also happened to play Diablo 2. And I never even played with them except this one time. I can't remember why we even did it, but we happened to be in the same game, and I can't remember the context at all, but there was some stranger there, and this other guy I was with wanted to scam him out of something. Like, let's see if we can rip him off. And I helped him, so I deserve everything that came to me, I guess. Basically, we told the guy, yeah, we know how to dupe. Give us anything and we'll dupe it. And the guy's like, all right, dupe this. And he gave us, I think they're called charms or something. They're like little things you could have in your inventory that give you stat boosts. He gave us some dinky charm. It's not worth anything. So it's like, all right, dupe this. Like, basically, what are the odds you also have one of these? Because each one could have any slightly different stat, right? Well, it just so happens I had the exact same thing on me, just randomly. Like, just lucky us. I happened to have exactly what he gave. So then we gave him the 2 back, and he's like, oh, wow, you must have really duped it. So then he gives the guy I was with a Stone Ring of Jordan, and then we both log out. It's like, but bye-bye, psych. Oh, that was mean. That was a mean thing to do. I don't know why I did it. I never did it alone. Like, the other guy sort of, like, I just went along with what the other guy did. So, yeah, I mean, he sort of deserved it. How do you fall for that? Even if somebody could dupe, so what? Why would I be offering to dupe things for you? Like, how does that help me? I'm just being nice, duping things for you. Or, if I really can dupe and I want to be nice, here's a bunch of stuff that I duped. Have it. What do I care? It was easy to make, So it's like, the guy was kind of dumb. He shouldn't have fallen for that. Not like the friend of mine who shared my Magic Find Barbarian and fell for a trade hack. Although, sort of have it coming. Like, if you don't plan on actually trading the item, don't put it in a trade window, you know? Because he was showing off, basically. He was just showing it off to somebody. And, like, what a stupid programming that game had, where you could somehow force the other person to I don't even know how trade hacking worked, but basically I guess they forced you to accept the trade for nothing or something. I don't know how that worked. I never did that to somebody. Yeah, I never cheated in any of those games, like StarCraft, Diablo, like never did any map hacking or anything like that. Because I always figured, what is the point? This is not fun. Am I just playing this so everybody thinks I'm really good? No, I want to. It only feels good to me if I know that I earned it. I never understood cheating. Doesn't make any sense. It's one, like, I could imagine cheating as a goof. Like, if you're trying to troll somebody, like a friend of yours, if you're just trying to, like, I don't even know, but, like, just freak out a friend of yours or something, where they go like, what? How did he do that? And then you tell them right afterwards or something. That could be funny. But, like, people who just professionally cheat, basically, if you're playing Dota or StarCraft or whatever, and you're just cheating all the time, what's the fun in that? Oh, I'm in the home stretch, but these are the hardest 3 levels they get. Or I guess 2. I'm practically at 28 here. These last 2 take the longest. Or the last 3. Like, this is the most common range to be in, by the way. Because you get up to 30, then you use your enchant table to make your 30 level enchant, which brings you down to 27. Then you grind your way back up to 30, and you just keep repeating. You know, there's no reason to go over level 30 unless you're using, like, something you want to do on the anvil costs more than 30, which means you probably screwed up somewhere along the line if you ever have to pay that many levels on the anvil, which I'm probably going to run into in this world just because I'm limited on space and I have to do sort of inefficient anviling. But, like, in a more permanent world with the base, just don't, like, first of all, don't even anvil the final item until you have the book fully made. Like, first make the book. Get your book fully filled with all the enchants you want, and then the last step is merge the book with the thing that all the stuff goes on. And then, but, like, obviously, don't be constantly anviling the tool, and don't, like, have its durability down. All that stuff greatly multiplies how many levels you need to do it. You know, you want to do it with as few clicks as possible, basically. Ugh, I missed it. It's hard to see in the rain. Uh-oh, hold on. Got him. I was thinking of playing music in the background, but then I realized, like, I don't plan on monetizing any of these, so I'm not worried about losing out on money. But, like, I think people can just, like, copyright strike you, and it takes the video down. And then what was the point of streaming the whole time if my video got taken down? Just stupid. You should be able to use copyrighted stuff if you're not making money on it. Like, who cares? Oh, well, who cares? Because, like, I was going to play a Radiohead album. Who's going to go like, oh, I'm going to go watch Daniel stream because I don't want to buy the Radiohead album. I get to hear it for free on a stream. Oh, also I have to hear him talking over it the whole time. Like, nobody's going to do that. You know? Ugh. And as far as I'm concerned, there shouldn't be such thing as copyright. Like, you shouldn't be able to, well, yeah, for the most part. You can't, like, own an idea, man. Here's the bong back. No, but seriously, an idea is a number, right? Like a song, an idea is a number. Like, especially with the computer age, this is all literally ones and zeros. It's literally numbers. You can't own a number. Like, if it can be copied and distributed without losing, like without the person who made it losing it, that's not theft. It's not the same at all. There should be no laws governing that whatsoever. Like, like, fraud, I guess, is a thing. Like, if I falsely claim that it's mine and try to sell it as mine, that's another issue, sure. But, like, if I'm just copying a number, if I'm telling other people a number, literally, that's what you're doing. It's like that's let's take a gross oversimplification, an extreme case. I just wrote a song, and it just so happens that when you encode it in binary, it's 3. So my song is the number 3. Hey, don't you go using the number 3. That's my song. That's my number. Like, that's stupid. Obviously, that's stupid. But, like, it's the same thing with any digital song. It's literally a number. Maybe it's a really hard number to say out loud, but in like with the hardware we have, they're trivially small. It's trivially small numbers. That might as well be the number 3. Like maybe back when I started on the internet, yeah, a song took an hour to download. Like, you know, a couple megabytes took an hour to download. But nowadays, it's like you can download a megabyte without even noticing it. It's a trivial number. And that's all you're doing. You're telling somebody a number. Somebody's telling you a number. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not wrong. The Bible doesn't forbid it for sure. Theft is wrong. If I have a horse and you take my horse without my permission, that's theft. Clearly. Because I no longer have that horse. I'm rehashing boring. I don't even know. Is that a libertarian point? I'm not sure if all libertarians agree with that. But I don't know. I consider myself... Well, I don't know. I shouldn't call myself a mathematician. I'm a college dropout who majored in math. I like math a lot. It's always been my favorite subject. And I would like to think that nobody who seriously likes math could ever think it's wrong to tell somebody else a number. You know? And that's what all file sharing is. It's just telling numbers. Just from a pure math point of view, you have to stand on principle. This cannot be illegal. Because, I don't know, slippery slope. Why not say the number 3 is owned by somebody? Where does it end? Like I said, these songs don't amount to impossibly large numbers, obviously, because you can easily send them around. There are impossibly large numbers, by the way. There are numbers so large, you literally cannot write them down. Like, you physically can't. Like, all the atoms in the observable universe aren't enough to write down. In fact, most numbers are so big. Man, this is why I love math. Crazy stuff like this. In fact, so many numbers are that big that I don't even think it's wrong to say all numbers are that big. Like, there are way more numbers that big than there are numbers smaller than that, to the point where you could almost say it's like there's 0 smaller numbers because they're all so big. Like, that's how many there are. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Or transcendental numbers. Like, that's the really like most numbers are transcendental. So many numbers are transcendental that it's almost not wrong to say all numbers are transcendental, even though it's trivial for me to tell you a number that is not transcendental. Like 1 is not transcendental, or 3. These numbers are not transcendental. So clearly, there are at least 2 numbers that are not transcendental, and yet they're so vanishingly rare, it's as if all numbers are transcendental and that the number 3 doesn't even exist. Like, that's how rare the number 3 and numbers like it are. You might be wondering, what is a transcendental number? Numbers like pi, e, it's not just that they're irrational. And irrational means it cannot be expressed in the form of an integer divided by another integer. Like, the square root of 2, for example, is just irrational. Like, there's no fraction to express the square root of 2, but you can express square root of 2 pretty simply. Like, what is it? It's the number that when you multiply it by itself, it equals 2. Done. What is pi? How do you tell me what pi is? Well, you can say circumference divided by diameter, but that's not the full story, because, well, we know pi is irrational, so circumference and diameter cannot both be integers. So, like, one of those 2 numbers must also be transcendental, I think is what that implies. So that doesn't really help solve the problem, is what I mean. So you can't just say, oh, pi is circumference divided by diameter, done. No, like, I want something like what I just said about the square root of 2 to describe pi. Like, in actual real number terms, what is pi? And it turns out you cannot describe pi in those terms without either using another transcendental number, which does not solve the problem of what it is, or you need some infinite series to describe transcendental numbers. And in the case of pi, or actually, I don't know, this is probably, I'm getting low battery, where I'm going to have to end this soon. I'm at 10% now. That's what that glitch was. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, there's probably, if I had to guess, infinitely many ways to express numbers like pi. Like there's probably infinitely many infinite series that all come to the same number. But basically, if you want to say like here are the numbers you'd have to add up or multiply up to make pi, you'd have to go on forever. It never ends. I think in the case of pi, it's a really cool one. Like, I mean, I know there's at least a few, and there's some really elegant ones. Like, I'm gonna butcher this. I'm probably way off, but like, it's something like pi divided by 2 equals like 1 plus 1 over 3 plus like 1 over 5. Like, so like, I think one of the ones I've seen involves reciprocals of all the prime numbers. Like there's really cool stuff, like really an infinite series where you are including all of the prime numbers and you end up with pi. Like that's pretty cool. Yeah, so there's really deep mysteries in numbers like that. But like, so when you think of pi, it's like, oh, that's a famous number. That's a really special number. It is, but it also isn't. Like, as far as its transcendental nature goes, and what brought me to even talking about this, almost all numbers are transcendental. Like you cannot express them in any other way but some sort of crazy long infinite series. That's all numbers. Or not really all, because like it's trivial to come up with a counterexample, and yet it sort of goes to the point, if you tell me 2 numbers, I can always tell you a number in between them, no matter what you pick. And that's because, like, if let's say, like this is like the proof by contradiction that there are way more real numbers than integers or that sort of thing. It's like, let's say, for example, this is a hypothetical list of all numbers or all real numbers, right? It's all of them. Let's just say, like, that's the false axiom we're going to try to contradict. You say, here's a list of all numbers. And I remember the proof. It's pretty simple to picture. Here's all the numbers in order. You line them all up by the decimal point. And then let's say I'm going to create a new number. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ones place of the first number, the 10th place of the second number, the 100th place of the third number, and so on. And you go through a diagonal. So, like, imagine it's in an Excel spreadsheet or like a line, like a line paper list, and you have a diagonal, and you take every number in that diagonal and you squish them into a new number where, like, you flatten the diagonal out, right? That number is definitely not in the list that you started with. It's certainly not in the list you started. Am I saying this wrong? What am I do? I think you're supposed to turn them into ones and zeros or something. Yeah, there might be some other trick to that. I might have botched that. But yeah, basically, yeah, I think you're supposed to modify all the numbers somewhat. Like, you take the diagonals, and then like you use a certain rule to decide if each one's going to turn into a 1 or a 0. And basically, when you're done doing that, it's evidently obvious. It's just clear, like, oh, the number we've just described could not possibly be on the list we started with. Therefore, the list we started with could not be a real thing. And basically, it was, this list is all the real numbers, and we've just disproven that because here's another real number that wasn't in the list until we created it. And if you were to add that new number to the list, you can just repeat the same process to create another number. And so that's the nature of transcendental numbers, is no matter how many numbers you have in a list, even if it's an infinitely long list of numbers, there are way more numbers not in that list that you've missed. Oh, I had this really mind-blowing idea earlier. I think it was today. Like, take a transcendental number, let's say pi, which I'm sure you've heard it doesn't repeat. Like its decimal places go on forever, and there's no pattern. It just goes on endlessly. But that no pattern means like there's no endlessly repeating pattern. Like it doesn't go like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 forever. And that's a really simple example. But like let's imagine like there are numbers that repeat after a really long time. Like maybe you have to go out 100 digits before it repeats, but then those same 100 digits keep repeating. In numbers like pi, that's not the case. But I was wondering, and this would be so like I'm trying to think, could you prove that this is definitely true or definitely false? And maybe this would reveal something about numbers intrinsically. Is there a point in pi in which every number before that and after that are reflections, or like there's some pattern like that? You know what I mean? Like and maybe you have to go out 1 billion digits or something, you know? But like, since it's infinite and not repeating, like, I'm trying to think, would it have to be true that at some point pi completely repeats every single number that happened before it, and then after that point it goes back to seemingly randomness? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just for the sake of argument, take the first billion digits, right? And let's say the thing I'm describing would mean that the first half billion are the same as the second half billion, right? And it looks as if it's repeating itself, and that's the group of repeating, you know? But then once you get outside of that billion, it's like, oh, no, it's not repeating. That was just a fluke. That was just a coincidence that it looked like it was repeating there, you know? And I'm trying to think, because it goes on endlessly, never repeating, I think that would have to happen. And that's mind-blowing. And how far into pi do you have to go before it completely repeats all of itself, you know? But like, I feel like it's it has a built-in contradiction, because the further out you go, the harder it is for it to repeat itself, right? Like, it's easier to come across 10 digits that repeat as opposed to 1 billion. And yet, the only way to find such a thing, which I think is like super rare, is like the only reason it would be possible at all is the infiniteness of its non-repeating, right? So like, it's kind of like creating the number e. You're canceling out infinity, or the infinitely large with the infinitely small, right? And at some point they cancel out to a finite value, e. So maybe I'm onto something there. Maybe that would reveal something about the prime numbers and break all cryptography, which is, it's not a serious goal of mine, but like, I would love it. I would feel like I would never have to accomplish anything else again. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. Really, the most important thing is the Bible, helping win over souls. But like, as far as secular goals go, I'd feel pretty accomplished if I could prove something about, like, something really important about math, especially like, let's say that I'm not sure what the name for it is, but the idea that it's really easy to multiply, but it's very difficult to find out what was multiplied to make a number. And if I could prove that there is an easy way to reverse it, or that there isn't, like, there's no proof either way. If I could make that proof, I'd feel pretty accomplished. That would be the most important discovery in ever, right? If somebody nailed that one down, what's more important than that? I think that's even more important than special relativity, or general relativity. I think general was the more important one there. Or like whatever Tesla did, like, oh, Tesla gave us a bunch of smartphones, blah blah blah, big whoop. The prime number stuff, man. If you could crack that code, it's like peering into the face of God. When it comes to the, like, math gets so weird and spiritual when you really think about it. Like the weirdness of prime numbers. Like, look at the Mandelbrot set. The Mandelbrot set looks like a DMT trip. It looks like a drug trip. And it's not. It's a very simple function. Very easy to understand. If I'm not mistaken, it's like x squared plus or minus 1. I can't remember if it's minus or plus. And then x is the result of the last time you started, or the last time you did it, and you start with 0. And that's it. Or no, you don't start with 0, you start with... how does that work? Or you start with the... Whatever. Look it up. It's pretty simple. You start with a point in the complex plane. Or that's the thing you add every time. I don't remember exactly how it works. It's pretty simple, though. It's very easy to wrap your head around, not complicated at all. And yet the result is stupefying. And like, there's a short story, I can't remember who wrote it, called Blit, which, what did that stand for? I can't remember what it stood for, but basically the idea is it's an image that when observed by a human being causes the brain to basically crash like a computer program crashes, and it causes your brain to crash and you die instantly. And it's called a Blit. It's an image that you can look at that just kills you the moment you look at it. And I feel like if such a thing really exists, it's in the Mandelbrot set, I guess. In fact, that's in the short story, I believe, is like, oh yeah, it's confirmed that the Mandelbrot set does contain Blit triggering sequences or whatever. How scary is that? You're just like digging through the Mandelbrot set and accidentally come across a certain sequence of pixels that freezes your brain. I don't think such a thing is possible, though. I don't think you can freeze your brain just by looking at an image. Then again, you know, people can have seizures triggered by rapidly flashing lights. That's something. And like a drug trip could send you off the deep end, based on what you've seen in your mind's eye, I guess. Sort of similar, but in this short story, it was as simple as something you could spray paint on a wall. Basically, they call them terrorists, would go around spray painting this image on walls in public, and you'd be strolling down the street and drop dead when you see it. Almost at level 30. Then we're gonna craft this sword and end it. In fact, I gotta plug my phone in because it's literally about to die, and I want to try to end this stream deliberately, as opposed to the last one. Any second now, I'm gonna fish out the last one. It's gonna get me to 30. Come on. Seriously? Oh, I shouldn't say that. When I say that word, it triggers you know who on my Apple products. It didn't that time, thankfully. There we go. All right. Let's make that sword. Oh, let's grab this first, real quick. This one's done. Nope. Maybe I shouldn't be replacing them if I'm going to be leaving soon. That might be a waste. Well, yeah, because I'm going to log out. I'm not going to leave that stuff there. I'm going to log out after I make this sword. All right, so let's get the shulker box. Oops, I want to keep the food on my belt. We'll get rid of the fishing rod. Place that down. There's my anvil. Let's make room, actually. Need to make some room. I'm moving the maps just because I feel like it's visually easier to keep track of them as a block. If I moved other stuff out, I'd get confused as to what I need to take back. All right, so here's the sword. Here's the book. And I'm pretty sure... Oh, do I need to get up to level 31, actually? I might need to keep going, because I'm going to want to name this thing. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I'm going to need to get one more level. Man, because I want to name it. You know, it's not... I think it's worth the effort. I'm going to call it the Sword of Spirit. Sword of the Spirit. And I need one more level. Because if you name it at the same time that you make it, it only costs one level. And if you try to name it afterwards, it could cost a lot more. So I think it's worth just grinding out one more level here. Sorry. Yeah, I almost had you thinking I was going to end it, and here we go. And this level's going to take even longer to get than the last one. Man, once I get that ender chest, it's gonna get a lot more exciting in this series, I think. Once my inventory gets freed up, I think I'll be more free to do stuff. Right now I feel extremely constrained, and like I don't want to embark on anything that's gonna, create too many items I have to leave behind. What to do? What else to talk about? I don't need to talk. Actually, I have a recording of. Oh no, actually, I shouldn't make that public. That would be illegal for me to make public. Come to think of it, I have a recording I made of talking to people in public in California, and I'm pretty sure California has a law. It's not you're allowed to record, but you're not allowed to make it public. I'm pretty sure that's how that law works, and so that would be illegal. But it's a recording of me arguing the Bible at the Harvest Crusade, which I went to this year with Darwin, the author of the articles on hrechurch.info. We went to the Harvest Crusade at Angel Stadium, where thousands of false Christians come to see this guy, this false teacher named Greg Laurie. And they have, like, we stand with these signs that say Laurie leads to hell, and as they're queued up to get through security into the stadium, which is pretty great. Like, I've never felt so good in my life as when I was doing that. Like, and once it's done and we go back to the hotel, my body is just full of pain, right? Like, I've been distracted all day doing something I love and I don't feel it. Once not before we even get to the hotel, like when we're done for the day, like there aren't really any people there anymore, and I sort of like, I sit down and like I'm not talking to somebody, like all of a sudden my feet hurt like crazy, like everything hurt. All of a sudden I realize how bad my arm hurts from holding the sign up all day. Darwin says it's a supernatural thing, which, yeah, I'm sure that could be part of it. But like, I think even people who don't believe the Bible, when you're doing something that's really engaging, it distracts you from any physical pain you have. That's a real thing. Anyway, so I have a micro cassette recorder, and whenever I thought the conversation might be worth listening to afterwards, I would start recording. And it was very helpful because I listened to it in between days, and it gave me ideas of how I could better argue the next day. Like, I would realize where I was like unnecessarily repetitive or something. So it was very helpful. I think you should try that if you're in a profession or if you rely on having to talk to people. It doesn't hurt to record it and not make it public, just for your own listening afterwards to learn how to better do it. Which is fun on that topic. After I streamed yesterday, immediately afterwards, I watched my entire stream. Do other people do that? And it was more interesting to me than anybody else's YouTube video. I'm like, whoa. Even though I literally just did this, right? It's like a whole new thing. Now, I'm not doing it now. I'm watching it now. And I thought I did a pretty good job. I thought it was pretty engaging. I have 3 views, and I lost 1 subscriber. I started with 10 subscribers. I don't know why I had 10 subscribers. Although, I have a really old YouTube account. Like, I have a URL. I think you can go to youtube.com/Daniel P. Barron. And apparently that's not something you can do anymore unless you're, like, super popular. Like, I think you need 100,000 subscribers to get your own URL now. And I'm grandfathered in because I made my YouTube account way before all that. Anyway, so I had 10 subscribers for whatever reason, and now I have 9 after last night. Somebody saw that and they're like, nope. I lost 10% of my subscribers over that video. Oh, I really need to rethink what I'm doing. I'm hemorrhaging subscribers. I hate it when, like, usually you have enough time between fish attempts to, like, take a drink or something. And then, like, I have the drink in my hand, my other hand's holding my phone, and a fish comes up. It's like, no, I'm going to miss it. See? Like that. And then when I'm not trying to drink, it takes forever. Like, I could have drank right there. That was a long one. Yeah, like this. Then you get these big ones. And the second I go to drink, it's going to come. I called it. Huh. It's like it knows. Almost there. Come on. Let's do it before nightfall. I'm going to sleep in a bed this time because I don't want to do my crafting at night. There we go. All right, we're here. We're here, we're queer, and we don't want any more bears. Okay. All right, let's make the Sword of the Spirit. Enchanted book. Should I call it the Sword of the Spirit or Sword of the Spirit? I think just sword. Is it SW? I forget how to spell sword. Is it S word? That doesn't look right now. Let me check the Bible. And somehow I got my drink all over my iPad. Great. Yeah, S word. Sword of the... It doesn't look like a real word to me now. Sword of the Spirit. Sword of the Spirit. Clink, clink. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. A lot of stuff in that book wasn't sword relevant. That's why it looks like I lost a bunch. But let's see. Unbreaking is at max. Sharpness is at max. Looting is at max. And I think knockback is at max. The only thing it's missing is mending. Which, whatever. I don't think I pulled any mending books out of the ocean just now. But look at that iron sword represents the free space I just got. Or no, I freed up 2 spaces. The iron sword and the book. So cool. Let's go get those books. There were some books in here that I definitely want to keep. Yeah, Silk Touch. Do I want that? Oh yeah, this is missing fire aspect. Well, whatever. I'll wait till I have mending to put on. I'll put mending and fire aspect on at the same time. So I'm leaving that book behind, whatever. I'm not keeping that. Smite. Garbage. Rest of this garbage. What about the bows? What is my bow lacking? Punch. It's lacking flame. But I want one that just has flame, not that. That's too expensive. Yeah. All right. That's all good. Oh, I want these name tags for sure. I don't need the fish. Excuse me. Don't need any of that. Don't need that. That's my good one. We're keeping that one. Okay. Man, I've had this blank book. I should just chuck this thing. That's taking up much needed space. I should get rid of that book. Yeah. That's just stupid. I've been carrying that around for so long, too. Let me use up those 4 iron. And actually, let's get rid of these pickaxes. I'm going to keep that one. But when I go to mine, I'll make a bunch of pickaxes, whatever. It's taking up all the space. I don't mind the sugarcane taking up space because I'm constantly collecting that anyway. So there's no reason to clear it out. It just gets I'm always gonna have a sugarcane space basically. In fact, I want a sugarcane space so that even when my inventory is full, I'll still be able to pick them up. But I can use this iron to make an item that I already have that will stack. And that is a locator map. No, where do I need to go? I need to here. Redstone, compass. My paper. My paper's in here. That's what I'm saying. Paper, locator map. See? And then I'll stack with my other one. So there we go. Save space. Well, you're saying no. Now the redstone is taking up space. Well, obviously I'm not keeping that on me. I have plenty of redstone. What else? All right. I'm going to be taking those maps back, obviously, but first, let's clean up here. I want to pick up this. I want to pick up all this stuff. Soul sand is kind of annoying to walk on. I'm going to want the soul sand for now. I think probably once I get a stack of netherwort, I could probably ditch the soul sand, and then when I get low on netherwort, like go get more soul sand or something. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do there, but at the moment, I think it's prudent for me to keep soul sand to be able to grow netherwort. I mean, 23 is pretty much more than enough for me right now, but You know what sucks is when you make a netherwort block out of netherwort, it's not reversible. So don't make netherwort block if your idea was to save space. Like, you're not. You're just wasting it. All right, so what can let's see, this goes here. I think I want to keep the obsidian. Although, no, I don't need to go into the nether anymore. So I'll leave that out. Nether's scary. I don't need that. I'm going to try to make, I'm going to get my, what's it called, magma cream without killing a magma cube. I'll just try to kill a regular slime and mix it with blaze powder. Oh, I have a question. I might have to look this up. But if I take my brewing stand and I put blaze powder in it to, make it cookable, and then I pick it up, does it retain knowledge of how much is left, or does that reset it? I'll have to test that in creative mode. But, that's going to be a major point, is, I don't know, basically, I'm going to go through a lot of blaze rods to, I'm going to have to use up at least one blaze rod per potion. Or I guess I could turn all of my rods into powder. It takes up more space, but not that much more space, and they're hard to get anyway. We're talking about the difference between 32 and 64, I think, which is not that big of a difference. So yeah, if I'm keeping powder on me instead of the rods, then yeah, every time I want to make potions, I'm using up at least one whole powder, because then when I pick my stand back up, I'm gonna lose all of the rest. So let's see, I don't need the soul sand on me at all time. I don't need the netherwort on me at all time. I don't need the fishing rod on me. And I don't need, oh yeah, the paper. Okay. I think we're good. Should I move the lava bucket out, or nah? The idea with the lava bucket is in case I need to fortify myself against somebody who's obviously tracking me down, I want to be able to, I don't know, use lava in some method of defending myself. Oh, you know what? Should I merge this with the pickaxe to save? I don't need the space right now. Do I? Actually, I am pretty short on space. Once I put the maps back in, I think I'm good. I'm going to leave that separate for now. Let's move these maps back in. These maps are laggy. The maps and books are laggy. I think, when they're in my inventory, it makes everything choppy. I don't know, I'm not experiencing it at the moment, but it makes that tap take longer. The books really do it. When I have I think it's the shiny animation. It makes, I think it's because I recently enabled some fancy graphics setting. All right, I think we're good to go here. I think that's everything. Hey, how was that for a session? Oh, and remember, part of this was Enderman. Let's just look for Enderman real quick. Hopefully they generated around here, right? That was also part of this plan. I need an ender pearl already. Where are all the Endermen? I don't see any. Let's go over here because I see some sugarcane. Oh, you know what I need to do? I don't have enough paper to make my next map, so I definitely... Oh, yeah, I do, because I have bones. Let's just scoop this up real quick. With the bones, I have enough. Bones are great. You know what I like to do with creepers? Although, I should kill them, right? The gunpowder... Actually, I don't need the gunpowder now. I already have a stack of fireworks. That's what the gunpowder is for, apparently. Or also for brewing, but... I mean, I guess the splash potions are technically better for PvP because you can splash them instantly instead of taking a moment to chug them. So... I don't know. Do I already have gunpowder? Gunpowder pot? Let me look. Is that already something I'm taking up space with? It is. Let's kill him. Now that I have my looting sword, let's try to collect some gunpowder. But usually I like... Oh, wow, that knockback is great. That's going to be great for PvP. I made sure to get knockback this time. Because I figure I'm not even going to try to kill people. I just want to get them away from me. Did he drop any gunpowder? I don't think he did. Otherwise, I'd see it in my hotbar there, right? Rip. Well, whatever. And now my perfect sword is damaged. No. All right, this is dangerous to leave on the ground. What if a creeper snuck up and destroyed it? Ooh, I would be pissed. How does a shulker box work? If it gets destroyed, does it spill everything? It must, right? Like, it's not an ender chest. I think it would drop everything. Oh, it's nighttime. Where are my endermen? I don't need to go through any more nights. They've had plenty of time to generate. Although it rained a lot, didn't it? It was raining a lot. One sec. I have to wipe the coffee. I don't know how much coffee got on my screen. I don't know how so much got... Look, it's so wet. What did I do? That's what I'm drinking, by the way. It's coffee. Here, Enderman. I'm not going to the end just to fight Enderman, right? That's stupid. I definitely want to already have an ender chest before I go to the end. I'm afraid to go into the end, especially in a PvP world. Like, I don't even know what to expect. But, like, the end is like... It's like the other side of Spawn, you know what I mean? Like, Spawn is bombed out because everybody goes through Spawn. Well, the end is like Spawn. There's one focal point that everybody can, you know, get to. Where I am right now, I'm like, yeah, everybody could be here, but there's so many places on the map to go. What are the odds they also go here? That's why it's not bombed out here. But, like, the end, like, everybody has a reason to want to go there, and it's a small spot. It's concentrated, so it, like... Will there even be an island there when I get there? Like, how bombed out is it going to be? I mean, I guess you have to appear on something, right? You can't just pop out of the portal and fall in the void. You have to appear on something, I would imagine. But then what? You know, I might appear on a platform and there's nothing. So. Okay, I'm going to make a map. Oh, wait. Am I too? No, alright, I'm in a good spot, yep. Empty maps. Use it. I just did that thing again. There it is. I need my anvil. Dink. I need my paper. I need my bone meal. Actually, I don't need the paper, probably. I just need this and the bone meal. Oh yeah, I'm getting laggy from something. Yeah, it happens when I try to craft stuff. I don't know if it's... I think the maps also cause it a little bit. Huh? How cool is this? Oops. Very cool. Very cool. This might make too much now that I think about it. I mean, I could never have enough paper, but I guess what I mean is, like, it probably takes up less space to hold lots of bones. Right? Ugh. But... You know, if I make so much that I can't fit it, I'll just make a bunch of extra empty locator maps. It's easy enough. I like to always have those on me because, like, let's say I'm in a scenario where somebody's like tracking me down and I cross over into my next map that I don't have. I want to be able to like quickly put that together and not have to fiddle around with too much crafting. And so as it is now, I use one of my empty locator maps, throw the anvil down, hammer it up to a big one. Because like that's something I can't do ahead of time. You can't have an empty large map. Like for some reason you have to create it small. That'd be cool if you could make it a large one and then and stack them, and that'd be great. Like, are you listening, Minecraft? Please do that. Where was I? Oh, I need a craft table, and I left it over there. Ooh. I mean, like, this is obviously the most efficient way to make craft tables when I'm trying to save inventory space, but it always annoys me when I have to make one. Paper, 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 paper. Give me the paper. Actually, that's not too much paper. That's perfect. Dink. One, 2, 3, 4. And then this stacks with that. I guess I'll take out the fishing rod. Good. I don't mind too much having 2 stacks of paper. Like, I'm definitely gonna use that up. Like, the next thing I'm gonna do is go to the next section where I need to make another map, so. I really need that ender chest though, because these maps are gonna, like, they're the reason I'm out of space. If it wasn't for these maps, and like, I don't know if I want to throw any away. Like, I don't like the idea of throwing any of them away, but I might eventually have to start throwing away maps. Like, especially ones like this one in my left. It's like, I don't know. It's not like I filled in a whole lot of it. Where was I? Yes, I want to take this and switch it with that. Put this one here. That's good. I want to pick this back up and this back up. And then I want to throw these seeds out. And we're good. We're good to go. I did that thing again. That was not intentional. Enderman. Actually, I think I just saw a swamp biome. I feel like that's... Oh, I'm back... Well, I don't mind backtracking that much. I don't know. Should I go there to look for Enderman? I kind of hate swamps, actually. Nah. I'm going to end it here. Well, I'm not going to end it here because I want to get in the habit of ending the stream and then moving somewhere so you don't know exactly where I'm logged out, in case anybody who also plays in this server. You know, come to think of it, anybody who's if you're actually watching this and you want to also play here, just, I don't know, comment on the video and ask for the invite URL and I'll give it to you. But, you know, basically, I don't mind if you come and track down where I am to collect the items I'm leaving behind, but I don't want you to trap the spot I logged out in. So, but I'm going to head that way, probably, because I want to keep going east until the people show up in my bottom left corner, and then I want to start traveling south. Basically, I'm doing a circle around spawn. That's kind of my plan right now, as I do other tasks. Yep. So hopefully next episode, or whatever you call these, I'll find that Enderman and get my Ender chest, and then other stuff. Eventually the end. Until next time. And you gotta fear God or he's gonna destroy you forever in hell. Go to atruechurch.info or call 1-800-HOW-TRUE.